Hello, Michele.
Hello.
This is going to be of great pleasure because I know you've been interviewing lots of people about what they like most or like a lot about baby watching. So I'm just going to hand it over to you and to say, Michele, what do you like, and particularly about baby watching, and maybe tell us some stories about some of the things that happened for the children that you've worked with.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Griselda. I mean, it is such a big question, and I've just really enjoyed hearing people tell me what they love about it, because it just reminds me again and again and again why baby watching is just so important. And I know years ago when I heard about it, because I was just thinking about how do I help children develop empathy. And from a therapist point of view, I know we talk about modeling the relationship, and we model that in our relationship with our children, and that hopefully there's a communication in that relationship, there's a healing in the relationship that comes from being in relationship positively with a child, and that they will help learn empathy. But it is still incredibly difficult. And even with that positive modeling and that positive relationship. And what I loved about baby watching when I first encountered it, I thought, oh my word, this is it. This is just a fantastic way of helping children understand empathy and understand relationship.
Yeah.
And understand themselves. And in such we've talked a lot about the safety of the space, the permission this space gives. I loved its simplicity. I love the fact that the teacher can be trained to do it, and that therefore they are the ones with the relationship with the children 24/7 while they're at school. And I thought, wow, that is just something that really helps the children feel heard, feel valued, begin to see that all their emotions can be named and are normal, and it's okay. And I can have words for this, and I can express how I feel. And then I'm not going to act out and get into trouble. I love the fact that it's an inclusive program, that, I've never done it to a small group, although I some group leaders do, and that's extremely good because it's attuned to the group that they got. I've always done it to classes of 30 from reception up to year 6. And I love the fact that then the children with really positive emotional intelligence then become the teachers for the other children. The group leader is only ever a facilitator, where an explorer, we're journeying with the children. And I always encourage the children that we create a safe space together. We co-own this safe space to explore this amazing, beautiful dance of relationship that we see unfolding before us between the parent and the baby.
That's one of the things I know that you do talk with the children beforehand, and maybe, quite often at the beginning, sort of every session, but just to remind them and to talk with them about how are we going to make this a safe space.
Yeah.
And so they're engaged and involved in the creating of it. It's co-created. Seems to me incredibly important, because then they're taking ownership with you, with your support, with your help.
Yeah. And they're taking ownership also of the baby as well, and the mummy. It becomes the class baby. I mean, I love the fact that boys show just as much enjoyment and delight as the girls do.
Yeah.
I think that the central part of baby watching is that it is all about the relationship. It's not a developmental program. It's about the relationship. And I think communication and relationship is so, we think it should be simple, but actually it's incredibly complex. And it's a wonderful opportunity to help children not be scared of it, and actually to try new words, express how I feel, realize I can be accepted totally for who I am, and also to embrace difference. I love the fact that, children can finally see themselves. They don't just project onto the baby themselves. They begin to go, oh, this person is different to me, and actually that's okay.
And the baby can feel things differently from me.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, we said we were going to talk a little bit about stories. I mean, you have my favourite story of last year, of course, which is about this little boy, which I would love you to tell, because I just adore that story from last year.
Oh, the little boy who he was being asked what he liked most about baby watching. Shall I tell you that story very quickly?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
I'd love to hear it.
Well, he was in a school in Buckinghamshire, and the mum had been held up, and the whole class was rather anxious. But where was she? Was she all right? Because she was saying he'd take ownership of the mum and care about her and the baby. And so his group leader, lovely Michele, said, he was asking all the children, well, would you like to tell Griselda, because I'd come to visit, what you like about baby watching?
Yeah.
And there were a few people said, oh, bits. And then this chap who was I'd noticed him, of course, because he was all curled up on his chair, tight at a wall, and up with the legs. He didn't even look at me, down. He said, I used to growl. And nobody said anything. It was clearly accepted. And so a little one leg unpeeled and then an arm unpeeled.
Yeah.
While he said, don't do that now. I've got words.
Yeah.
He then began to sit up straight, and his arms came open and his knees down. And that was partly because dear Michele next to him, not you, the other Michele, I put an arm towards him and encouraged him. And it was just so lovely seeing somebody describe himself. What I love about baby watching is that I used not to be able to speak about my feelings. And now I can tell you.
I know.
I tell you that how I feel. And you're a stranger, but I can still tell you.
I know. I just think that's an awesome story.
No.
And we hear lots of stories. I mean, I've had stories of children. The teacher said to me afterwards, have you seen that child? I'm so excited. And I said, she didn't actually stand out. And she said she has never spoken in school before. English is a second language. She has never spoken it. She was so wanting to contribute to talk about what the baby was doing. And then she said to me the following week, she said, she's playing with other children in the playground now because she's talking to them. She's contributed in class. She's coming up to me and asking for help. It was just like the permission, the floodgates to try language. And to know that and have a framework of language that feels safe.
Lovely.
So, so exciting. And so, every time I'm running a group, and I have the privilege to still run groups, the children always surprise me at their wisdom and perception. I'm always touched. Even the ones in reception, I just think they say so many amazing comments. And I think you're so right. You talked earlier about the impact it has on the parent volunteer. They go away just feeling so stroked by all the children's comments and more intentional about their own parenting. They're already good parents. They're already lovely parents. But the very fact that it's been pointed out to them by the children, oh, look how mummy is rubbing his face and touching him. Oh, look how mummy is talking. And they go away thinking, wow. And they go and do that with even more intention. So it affects the parents, it affects the teachers, as the group leaders, it's affecting the children.
It's extraordinary, isn't it? I think some of it may be because it is so intentional that we actually intend to stop and watch. Really watch and take in what's happening and be interested in the relationship and each other. And so therefore, I think for everybody who's there, the parents are good parents, but they become better parents.
Yes.
The teachers are good teachers, but they become better teachers. Children are wonderful children and intuitive and intelligent, but they become better children.
Yes.
It deepens all of us, I think, in who we are.
Yes. And in that really accepted way.
Yeah, because of the acceptance.
And it gives them the children the courage. And other stories where you hear about the children making friends for the first time, because they're able to understand that relationship is give and take. That's been incredible as well.
It's magical.
So
that should happen.
It is. So we keep doing it because we know it works. Yes. So lovely to talk to you as always.
Okay. Well, goodbye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.